We finally have the release date for Space Marines 2 Horde mode, the Siege mode. Now, we knew since release that the Horde mode was coming in 2025. Release, however, was also 9 months ago. And maybe you, just like me, took a break from the game. Maybe to play other games. Oh my... Maybe you had to touch grass. Is that a Tyrannid? Whatever the case, you might be wondering how the game changed since release. And the game did change. Now, I'm not gonna go over every little change, since there are a lot of them, but I will still leave a link to the patch notes in the description in case you're curious. First off, all the content that they added is free. The only paid DLC is still just cosmetics. You don't need to worry about having a smaller matchmaking pool or stuff like that. You can experience all the new content with the base purchase of the game. So, the game got a bunch of balance updates from release. Remember when you invaded the personal space of a Chaos Space Marine and they would just teleport away, again and again? They kinda fixed that. Or remember on release when everyone ran melee fencing weapons and block weapons were absolutely useless? They also fixed that. Weapons, weapon perks and class perks all got touched on, so you do have more build variety.
Hey, that's pretty good.
We also got prestige classes, and these work exactly as you think. Reach max level, reset back to level 1 and you get to grab a special perk. And these perks range from great to what the hell is that thing? And you might wonder, isn't this a pretty long grind? After all, you have to get to 25 every time you take a prestige rank. And the answer is yes, it is. However, every time you grab a new prestige rank, you also get a bonus to your experience gain. And if you're playing at higher difficulties and you find the Gene Seed, that means a lot of experience.
Nice.
So in the end, it's not really a big deal, and the perks you get from the prestige ranks are usually worth it. Prestige ranks also come with cosmetics to unlock. You also get one type of cosmetic if you get every class at Prestige 1. Speaking of cosmetics, you probably noticed something new in your fast travel menu. The data vault works like the penances from Darktide. You complete certain objectives, which gives you points, and you use these points to buy Funko Pops. Once you bought enough, the bar fills up and you get your reward. They also gave us new customization options, such as the lenses color for the helmet and the cloth color for the bulwark. Finally, we also get new cosmetics from the two new difficulties, Lethal and Absolute. And these two new difficulties are probably the most fun I have with the game right now. They differ from the other difficulties in two ways. First of all, you get more extremis per spawn. In Lethal, you can get up to 2 extremis enemies at once. In Absolute, you can get up to 3. And yes, you can get dupes. The other major difference is the enrage. Sometimes you'll see a Majoris with an aura around its head. They get buff damage, they also are more resistant to stagger, and they're more powerful overall. And if you're not careful, they will destroy you. I think these new difficulties strike the right balance between being hard and being fun. The only real downside is that you kinda need the gold weapons to feel like you're actually dealing damage, and they do take a fair amount of time to get. We also got 2 new enemies. For some reason, these enemies do not show up in the campaign, and they only show up in operations in any difficulty. The Tyrannids got a new extremis enemy, the Biovore, and Chaos got a new Majoris enemy, the Spearman. The Biovore is a walking artillery piece that spawns everyone's favorite enemy, Spore Mines. Be careful with crack grenades, because they do like to run you over. You! The Spearman is pretty agile, with tricky timings for dodging and parrying, continuing the tradition of Chaos being a pain in the ass to fight. Lastly, we also got 2 new secondary weapons, the Neo-Volkite pistol and the Inferno pistol. The Neo-Volkite pistol is kinda weird, since you can't really tell when you are dealing damage, but it can be pretty useful in certain situations. The Inferno pistol is a miniature meltagun, so you can guess how it performs. Every class now can also use more weapons, so now your tactical can use a meltagun or your assault can use a power sword. There is also another aspect of the game that got developed with time, and that's mods. Now, Space Marine does have a bunch of mods. I don't personally use any, but I think it's great that, there are people passionate enough to work on the game like this. Especially when some of these mods give the community what they wanted. For example, more players per lobby, because apparently every 4th dude in co-op games recently died. And recently the devs, in a nice move, actually gave the modders an official toolkit to work with. So hopefully that means more cool mods in the future, and not something like CBBE Space Marine or god forbid anything with Tyranids, because I still like having working guys. And that about covers it for everything they added post-release. Now the horde mode. Today, the horde mode is live on the test server, so you can try it out for yourself. However, if you want to wait for the official release, just like me, they did post some info in the forums. And that is all. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you guys found this video useful, and I'll see you guys on the next shitpost I make.